Play for the community out there. Most importantly, play for you. Play for the man up there. Yes, sir. And in his name, we will be victorious. Tonight, we claiming this all night. Let's go, Chief.
Welcome to the 2017 Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase. Tonight it is a South Florida rivalry. Some Thursday night lights for Miami, Carroll City, and Northwestern, both 4-1 here at Travis Powell Stadium in Miami. Kevin Brown, Craig Hawbert. From one of the most talent-rich pools in the country, South Florida is home to so many potential college players and potential NFL players. These two teams, Carroll City and Northwestern, have produced a ton of talent over the last few decades, and there is plenty to watch tonight.
South Florida traffic aside, these are two campuses that are only 15 minutes apart. They split this series a year ago with Northwestern winning in the regular season and Carroll City beating them in the playoffs on their way to a 6-8 title. But these are also two programs very well known by recruiters. There are 5 Power 5 programs with at least one commit in tonight's game. And
there will be more as these players continue to develop. We'll start with Miami Northwestern. They are a school that has produced some terrific top-tier talent. You might have heard of this young man, Teddy Bridgewater, terrific career at the University of Louisville, a class of 2011 alum for the Bulls. Who do you have to throw to? Man who graduated the next year, Amari Cooper, went on to Alabama now with the Oakland Raiders, just two of the many players who have come out of Northwestern to play at the next level and play at the level after that. They've got a couple in the secondary that'll be playing at least on Saturdays. Devon Wilson on the left side of your screen, a Florida Verbal, and Rashad Wildgoose on the right side of your screen, a Georgia commit.
In the Bulls' 4 wins this year, they've only let up 14 points, and that stingy defense is anchored by those two corners. They work very well together, and they'll need to play well because if they could take away the pass, it can allow them to take away the run, and Carroll City has a very good running back.
One of the best in the nation. His name is Cameron Davis. He is going to stay in state. He is going to stay in city and head to the U. Number 8 running back in this class of 2018.
An ESPN 300 prospect who is very sudden, explosive, good vision as well. You're going to see him here working to the line, see the crease to his right, and then once he gets to the sideline, this is a young man with outstanding speed, can even outrun angles. Good hands. He'll move around on offense tonight a bit. Here you see him take the quick pass. See the two defenders. He is going to be able to get outside of them using the hand to get one defender away from him once again once he gets to that second level. And an explosive athlete, if he can't simply run by you, well, then he will improvise and just go right over you. He calls this his signature move with the hurdle. He is a big play and big part of that Carroll City offense.
And he is back to receive the opening kickoff for the Carroll City Chiefs. Northwestern won the toss, and with that stingy defense chose to defer. There's so much offensive talent on these teams, but don't forget the defense. Carroll City has pitched 4 shutouts in a row, and Northwestern, as you said, Craig, has only allowed a couple of touchdowns defensively on the year. Kendry Rosales, the senior, will kick it away. Davis and Gregory Great are deep to receive. Two teams had met in the state semis last year, as we told you, Northwestern and Carroll City. With Carroll City, the team in the white, winning that game en route to the state championship. It will be Great or not. Gregory Great lets it go over his hands into the end zone for a touchback. And we'll take a look at the Carroll City offense to start tonight's game. Chiefs are led by Marlon Smith, a second-year starter, an athletic quarterback with a good arm. Florida Atlantic, South Florida, and Southern Mississippi among the offers for young man Craig with terrific size at 6'4".
Outstanding frame to develop. Really love his deep ball touch. When he likes to try and stretch the field, he has outstanding placement with the football. Can also athletic enough to be able to hurt you when he decides to tuck the football or on designated runs.
Carroll City coming off a 44-0 win on Friday over Southbridge, the defending 8A champions. Carroll City here in 6A. And it will be a throw from Smith to start the game, a little bit of a low one, and is reeled in by Legend Moore, Northern Illinois Verbal. Head coach of this Chiefs team is Benedict Hippolyte, expressive on the sideline. He is just 27 years old in his first year as the head man at Carroll City. Started coaching when he was 18 under the legendary Tim Ice Harris, longtime head coach here at Booker T. Washington. Handoff on second down. This is Velasquez-Walkins, a transfer from Miami Beach. Sets up a 3rd down and 1 after the gain of 5. Max Edwards on the other sideline. It is good to see him back. He missed a little bit of time with some chest pain suffered a couple of weeks ago. 3rd-year head coach also under that Ice Harris coaching tree, longtime assistant at Booker T. On the run, Smith floats this one to Tyu Jones-Bell, who makes the catch in bounds for a 1st down. Got 3 on 3rd and 1.
Nice job. They blitzed the A-gaps there. He did a nice job of selling the run. Once he got out of the pocket, put a little air on it, just enough to be able to hit his receiver and move the chains. And that was important tonight for Carroll City. They wanted to be able to stay ahead of the chains, keep their offense, the complete playbook at their disposal. They did that on that first few set of snaps to see if they can continue here as they can get a new set of downs.
Running back is Walkins as Smith verbally shows the play to the left side of his offense. 3 receivers that way. Smith will chuck up his first deep ball. It's a floater picked off, and it is Wilson, the Florida verbal Devon Wilson, with the interception. And he is taken down right near midfield.
Clear miscommunication there for Carroll City. Smith was looking to go deep. Number 13, Fanal Williams, just cut off his route, stopped running. And it was an easy one for the Florida Gator commit, just sitting back there almost as on a punt return, just fielded it. Big opportunity. So we talked about those 2 corners, him and Rashad Wildgoose, number 21. They can really keep that Carroll City offensive attack contained. It can really help the Bulls be able to kind of focus on the run.
You'd think maybe you don't throw as much that way with Wilson, but the Northwestern coaches told us he had 5 interceptions in the first 5 games. He continues his 1-a-game pace. Northwestern with the ball for the first time, and a handoff goes to Jaquez Stewart. Beautiful game-breaking speed here for Stewart, who is out near the 30 with a flag thrown. Gain of 24 yards for Stewart, the junior athlete. And we'll see if this play is going to gain some extra yards or come back. Victor Brown, our referee tonight.
After the play was over, personal foul on the defense. 15-yard penalty.
That's a 15-yard.
So tack on some extra yardage to the run of 24.
He's going to work to his left, and he's just going to break an arm tackle, leaving the feet. Once he's able to reverse fields, a young man, a track athlete as well. He actually tripped himself up a little bit trying to get around the corner, allowed Carroll City to be able to regain, but a late hit outside. As you said, 2 now big errors, the interception and a personal foul as well. And
that late hit came from Randy Russell, the free safety, who is a Florida commit, high 3-star safety. Quarterback Tutu Atwell for this Northwestern team. They'll run 4 or 5 in the backfield, and right now it is Corey Hammett next to Atwell, who's headed to Louisville as an athlete. Hammett on the give. Corey Hammett, the senior, with a 1st down carry. Time to take a look at our starting lineups tonight, brought to you by Nike. Northwestern Bulls offense, Atwell, a 3-star athlete at quarterback, another 3-star athlete at wide receiver, Nigel Bethel, Miami, Florida, and Georgia, his reported top 3. The Bulls team coming off a 47-0 win last Tuesday over Miami Lakes. They held out a bunch of key players in that game, so their first stringers have not played in almost 2 weeks since a loss to IMG. Atwell barking out signals with Stewart the back. Atwell, he can run it. Not a big guy, but great moves. And he is out of bounds near the 10. Run out by Kawan Parker. Carroll City defense brought to you by Nike as well. Parker, a Northern Illinois commit. Yasir Abdullah, a Louisville commit in the linebacking core. The junior Malcolm Ray at the nose has some key offers as well. And then Russell, we told you about. High 3-star safety committed to Florida in July. Plans to be an early enrollee there. Third and 7, the back is Stewart. Line to gain the 5. Atwell will take it himself, and he is a little bit short. Sets up a 4th down and a couple. Jawan Joinkins on the stop.
Well, this is a Carroll City defense, as we said, has had 4 straight shutouts. Opportunity here for Northwestern, already working inside the red zone.
Northwestern will go for it on a 4th and short. They brought in their power back, Bo Kendrick, number 34.
Surprise here, though. Atwell doesn't keep it himself up.
Little option play. Atwell darts free. And Tutu Atwell has a first down for Northwestern.
He's a diminutive quarterback, 5'9", 141 pounds. Committed to Louisville as a wide receiver. This is really where he is at his best, working on the option. Sees the defender, taking the pitch back, just takes it, turns it upfield. As I thought, in a situation like that, a 4th and 4, you'd want to keep the football in his hands.
Craig, it is a Carroll City team that has allowed 6 points in 5 games. No touchdowns on the season. And they have their backs against the wall early with a 1st and goal inside the 5. Atwell will give it to Big Bo Kendrick, their power back. And there goes the shutout streak. First touchdown scored against Carroll City this season. It is the senior Bo Kendrick. Well, he's nicknamed Bo, and he wears number 34. The nickname and the jersey number both for the great Bo Jackson. Devon Bo Kendrick punches it in to finish off an impressive scoring drive. A little bit of a false start there from Kendry Rosales. He does curl the extra point in, though, barely inside the upright. An interception for Devon Wilson started the drive for Northwestern. The first play, a long run from Jaquez Stewart. The final play, a short one from Bo Kendrick for 6.
Fall into savings. Top brand mattresses up to 70% off MSRP. At BMC Mattress, we sell lightly scratched and dent product that comes directly from the manufacturer. We're the only company nationwide to partner with the manufacturer and get product directly from them. And it has to pass the BMC Near Perfect test, guaranteeing you the best product possible at the lowest cost. Save money and get a better night's sleep. Visit one of our 5 Orlando or 3 Tampa locations or at flbeds.com.
Don't they know they're supposed to use the crosswalk? Hey, you on your phone, put that down until you cross the street. Whoa, stop! Can't you see there are pedestrians crossing here? I can't take it anymore. Drivers, put your phone down. Be alert. Watch for pedestrians, especially when approaching a crosswalk. Pedestrians, always use the crosswalk and push the button so I can help you cross safely. Alert today, alive tomorrow, because safety doesn't happen by accident.
Oh, did he? Devon Wilson, an ESPN 300 corner, a Florida commit, broke on this football and fielded it, as you said, Craig, almost like a punt. An interception, his 6th of the year, which set up the scoring drive for Northwestern.
Well, that was an easy one for the Gators commit, but this is a young man who's got really good ball skills. Also a very player who just plays with outstanding awareness. Here you're going to see him in coverage. Does a really nice job of playing with his eyes and then the ability to be able to break in front of the receiver for the interception. Talented and athletic enough once he gets that football to create yards after the catch. To see him drive, he is physical. He's got excellent size, 6 foot, 180. To see him finish the play right there. And talk about that awareness and feel for where he is on the field, the ability to see things and then to react. He's going to come up on the short pass. It's going to be deflected. He's going to be Johnny on the spot for one of his several interceptions. And you talked about maybe not trying to test him, Kevin, but, you know, on the other side, you got a young man who's committed to Georgia, Rashad Wildgoose.
There's no easy answer. Wildgoose, a 3-star safety in our database, but a cornerback here. Committed to Georgia. Wilson, the number 32 corner, number 270 player in the ESPN 300. So Carroll City, which has its shutout streak snapped, will get it back. On a bounce, this is Gregory Grade, who ran back and kicked for a touchdown last week. And he has a good return here, spilling across the 30 with the flag thrown late. Return of 23, plus or minus. It depends to be seen.
Personal foul on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, be added to the end of the run.
So personal fouls on each team. Carroll City defensively and Northwestern on the kick.
In a rivalry game, Kevin, that's one of the things you worry about, maybe being a little bit too aggressive, being a little bit too hyped up. We've seen for both teams penalties that have allowed their opponent to get some free big chunk of yardage. What I am interested to see here now is how does Marlon Smith react after that interception? At least be able to start this drive with good field position.
They move Cameron Davis, the Miami Verbal, into the backfield. And the number 8 running back of the country has his first touch for a gain of 3. Cameron Davis was an Oregon State commit last year, January to October. Opened up his recruiting. He committed to Miami in February. He says he is, and I quote, 10,000% committed to the Hurricanes.
I see your 10,000% committed. I'm going to counter it with, he also said some other official visits could be on the way. He'll plans to sign in February. Louisville, Michigan State, North Carolina, USC. Some programs he said that he was interested in just potentially checking out. But you're right, he was very excited yesterday talking to him about running back U in Miami and why he committed there.
He's only got a minor in math. Second down, Davis uses a blocker here, and Smith scrambling, heaves it off his back foot, a dangerous throw. There was contact, and there is a flag all the way back near the line of scrimmage. Kalijah Cansey came in late with a hit on Smith.
Roughing the quarterback on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And it was a little bit too late. So 2 15-yard penalties committed by Miami Northwestern. One on the kickoff and one on this incomplete pass.
Bulls get a nice start to the game here on this drive now, just giving away yards. And playing in a game, 2 programs with state title hopes. Taking care of the little things and not hurting yourself with penalties. Have to avoid in a game like this.
Running back Davis. Davis with an early seam to the sideline near the 20. A first down run for Cameron Davis of 15.
Nice job running inside. Number 51, Montrell Newton, the center, with a key block to help spring him. Talked about in the opening division, you see it off to his right. Nice move. He's got great lateral quickness. And going back to Davis, talked about those schools he wants to check out. Talking to him yesterday, he said the Miami coaches encouraged him to do it. They obviously feel that he's 10,000% as well, but not afraid to have to go out there and see what else is out there.
Got a timeout taken by Miami Northwestern. She's being gassed defensively by Cameron Davis in Carroll City on their second drive.
Without drivers, there is no moon landing. No giant leap for mankind. No free tiny water bottles.
If you choose to ride with the right people, who do things for the right reasons, you'll always end up in the right place.
So, whether you're on a mission to the moon or to retrieve the hairdryer you left at your ex's place,
it matters how you get there.
Meeting of the Red River Showdown this weekend, Oklahoma, Texas. We are here tonight to help set you up for a big weekend of games. Take a look at Craig's Halloween costume right there. Northwestern with the lead, Carroll City on the... I'm sorry to spoil it for the viewers.
I already had the glasses, so I figured I might as well just complete the outfit.
A little Daft Punky and Carroll City football, the Chiefs 4-1, outscored opponents 168-0 in their previous 4 games. They trail, but they're on the move with Cameron Davis, and he is moving the wrong direction. Demetrius Mays bouncing up and down. Number 16, the UCF commit, led the charge for a loss of 2.
It all started with number 31, Jalen Kelly, got outstanding penetration immediately. And as you said, the rest of that defense, led by Mays, getting in there to clean it up.
On a 2nd and long. This pass complete. There is a flag thrown. Catch made by Trey and Lane. With Wilson in coverage.
Illegal substitution on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Benedict Hippolyte's team had not allowed a touchdown until tonight. That's 6 for Deerfield Beach, and a baseball-esque 6-2 score was a couple of field goals. The next 4 teams on their schedule, all in a 2-week span, nothing. You note that long break between games, that was because of Hurricane Irma. On the pitch, Davis cuts it back. Cameron Davis, the Miami Verbal, is down to the 11. Sam Brooks with a stop, a gain of 7 yards, and looks to be right at the 1st down marker.
Saw that quickness out of Davis there. Defender was there on the edge. Number 36, Zachariah Isdale. He just put his right foot in the ground, found a crease back inside.
It is enough for the 1st down. They'll give it back to Davis. You saw on the schedule there, those last 4 games all in a 2-week span because of Hurricane Irma. Games have been postponed. These teams in the South Florida area, all across the state, really have been scrambling to make them up. So it's even more impressive for Carroll City to get 4 shutouts in that condensed a time span.
3 of them came within a span of 9 days.
2nd down and goal. Inside the 5 goes Davis. He has been the bell cow on this drive after not touching the ball on the opening drive.
You got to like this because this is a Northwestern defensive line that is quick but is not very big. Of the players that regularly rotate in there, about 255 is their biggest guy. Using some of that power with Davis inside.
Running quick tempo here. Davis toward the goal line, and he is a little bit short.
Leaped a little bit early. He took off from about the 4-yard line. Should have kept his feet underneath him. I think he could have been able to push that in.
Well, you noted it off the top of the breakdown. He loves to jump over guys.
Working inside. Nice job by the center. Getting pushed. You see him start to leave his feet a little bit. I think he might have thought he was a little bit closer than he was.
Water break.
Because of the heat and humidity here in South Florida, you have these mandated water breaks in the quarters. And we will take one before a huge play. 4th and goal from just outside the 1. Gives us our first opportunity to examine the field of college football recruiting with our top 10 class rankings. We are here in the state of Florida, and there are 3 teams in the top 8 led by the Hurricanes and Mark Richt at number 4.
Yeah, he's doing an outstanding job putting together this class and really doing it with not only in-state but South Florida talent. Oregon moved into the top 5 this week, picking up a quarterback that at one point was committed to North Carolina, and then the Miami Hurricanes rival Florida State also bumped up a spot, picking up a top 10 corner, Houston Griffith out of IMG Academy.
There is that Miami class, a little more in depth. 13 players in the ESPN 300. They have dominated the state of Florida. You see Brevin Jordan, who comes from Bishop Gorman in Vegas. Next 17 players on that list, everyone up to their last rated recruit who's a kicker from in-states.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job. You mentioned the top guy out of the state of Las Vegas. Good recruiting starts at home, not only within the state of Florida, but for the Hurricanes, trying to build a fence around South Florida where there is so much talent. He's been able to do that early on.
Well, there's a late call during the timeout. It was actually 1st down and 10 from the 11 to set it down. So it's now 1st and goal at the 1. Can breathe a little easier. They're going to score anyway. Davis off the right side for a Carroll City touchdown. Fourth-year varsity player, committed to the University of Miami. And he scores the first Carroll City touchdown of the night.
A drive aided by some really unnecessary penalties by Northwestern allowed the Chiefs to just get big chunks of yards. And then once they got inside the 20, just started leaning on that big offensive line and playing some power football. And opportunity here to potentially tie it up with the extra point.
A late substitution onto the line as Jabez Johnson looks to tie it. Straight on kick, and he does. Max Edwards' defense hasn't had this feeling that often this year. Carroll City and Northwestern going toe-to-toe early in Miami.
Here's to all of you early risers, go-getters, and should-be sleepers from all of us at Delta. Because the ones who truly change the world are the ones who can't wait to get out in it.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Coke, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
The 2017 Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And Nike. Who you with?
Mari Cooper was a Northwestern Bull during his high school career, class of 2012, capped it off by playing in the Under Armour All-America game, which we'll have right here on ESPN2, January the 4th.
He was one of several Northwestern Bulls that have played in the Under Armour game. Sean Spence back in 2008. And Artie Burns as well out of that program, who are also alum of the Under Armour All-America game.
Seems likely that there are some future Under Armour All-America players in different classifications here. So much talent from 9th through 12th grade on these two rosters. They're in talent-rich South Florida, a state that dominates the rankings year in and year out in terms of top recruiting players and top teams. Here's Kieran Davis on the run back for Northwestern, and a nice cutback to get some room for Davis, who is up near midfield. Young man they call Chop. Goes about 5'5", 150. Heck of a kick returner, 43 yards on that run back.
Well, being built low to the ground helped him here, because you're going to come off to the side and you're going to have his foot. Watch him maintain his balance, reverse field, then you see that speed. He's able to turn what should have been start inside their 20 into a big gain right at midfield now.
So both times Northwestern has started in excellent field position, thanks to the interception by Wilson, and now the run back from Davis. Carroll City had outscored its opponents 170-6 in its first 5. They've given up their first touchdown of the year tonight. 2-2 Atwell. The pressure comes. Flag comes as well as Atwell floats it. And a huge hit applied, and a flag comes out from the secondary. Ershad Davis with a hit on Quavon Beckford. So there's a flag near the line of scrimmage, and there's a flag in the secondary.
Protection. Atwell is going to roll out of the pocket, looking downfield. See the hit, he just a helmet on the football.
There are 2 flags on the play. There's no foul for illegal participation on the receiver who went out of bounds, but we do have a holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the flag.
That looked like a bigger hit in real time, but I think it was because he got it on the football. The ball so violently sprung out.
It was outstanding placement as he was starting to turn He put that helmet right on the football. He was coming in hot, Davis. Watch him. Boom. Right there. That was like a heat-seeking missile.
First and long for Atwell, who zips one through coverage and completes it. Nigel Bethel, young man with offers from Miami and Florida as well as Georgia as an athlete. On a first down and 26, Bethel gets nearly all of it back. Gain of 22.
Atwell is diminutive, and he's an outstanding athlete, but he could sling it as well. An outstanding job on that slant, putting it right on Bethel's number.
Max Edwards coached up his defense on the sideline for Northwestern as the offense looks to strike once more. Back is Jacquez Stewart. He takes it. Stewart with that game-breaking speed again. He is ripped down up high across the 40-yard line. A gain of 7, a first down. Jacquez Stewart, a junior with offers from Illinois and Oregon State, among others. And you can't sneeze, Craig, without hitting a player with FBS offers. Power 5 offers, too, all over the field.
Both in the 2018-2019 class as well.
Sends Stewart in motion on this first down. Atwell gets away from a couple of rushers, and Atwell will take it himself. Nice escapability for the Louisville commit. Fourth-year starter Tutu Atwell. One of 5 Division I commits currently. Wilson and Wild Goose in the secondary. Devontae McCray and Demetrius Mays both at defensive end. And this list will swell by season's end.
You see McCray, he's actually working at left tackle tonight for Northwestern. Wolfpack recruited him for defense, but to help the team, he's playing offensive line this year.
Atwell zips another one into coverage. This is incomplete. Some late closing on the double coverage. Jarvis Brownlee came in. Ernest Balkman was the intended target.
That defense forced him to have to pull the ball down, and once he had to reload, allowed the secondary to be able to close.
Was broken up by number 8.
3 down linemen on this 3rd and 7. Atwell throwing across his body into double coverage. What a throw! Reeled in by Beckford for a first down. Quavon Beckford, the senior, with a catch of 31.
See another nice throw there. It looked like the safety was sitting in the middle of the field, afraid if he was going to lead him too much towards the middle, he might throw it right to the safety, but is able to place it right on the shoulder of Beckford. Nice placement there from the Louisville commit.
Headed to Louisville to play wide receiver, but that is one heck of a throw. Short gain for Corey Hammett here on 1st and goal.
Senior receiver working on the outside. He's their speedster breaking inside. You see he's got the step. Puts it right up. You saw the safety coming in late.
Got right around Gregory Great.
You talked to Atwell yesterday at practice, Kevin. You said Illinois was also in the mix, and the team actually said we're recruiting him for quarterback.
That's right. Taking an unofficial visit already to the Illini. On a second down, this is Big Bo, their power back. Kendrick looking for his second score, and the ball has come out late. Was he down is the question. Carroll City has the football in its possession.
The whistle was clearly after the ball had come out. Now we'll see if he was down. Power back fighting for yards. He's got the ball and they're still fighting. He's not down, though. He is not down. As he starts to stretch, though, the ball comes out.
Well, they're keeping it. The offense is on the field. It was a late whistle, but Northwestern keeps it and plunges ahead for 6. Aaron Lewis with his first touch of the game scores to give Northwestern touchdowns on its first 2 drives. Carroll City had only given up 2 scores on the year, and they were both field goals. This is a different class of competition tonight. Extra point off the upright from Rosales, who nearly missed the first one. So it is 6, not 7, but a Northwestern lead all the same. This Saturday, catch a big college football doubleheader on ABC. Stay right here in this area. Miami hosts Georgia Tech. Key ACC game at 3:30 Eastern. Then we head out to the opposite coast to Los Angeles, Utah, and number 13 USC in primetime on Saturday Night Football. Both games, as always, streaming live on the ESPN app. Trojans led by Sam Darnold, one of the top quarterbacks likely in next year's NFL draft. Number 8 pocket passer in the nation when he was coming out of San Clemente High School.
You see some of the strengths that he had. Really talented young man who actually a little bit under the radar early on in the process when you think about how accelerated recruiting has been, but a quarterback who reminds us of a player that we saw this year, the #1 rated pocket passer, Trevor Lawrence out of Cartersville High School. We saw him on kickoff weekend. And you're thinking about comparisons, that's who Lawrence reminds us of, the talented Sam Darnold out at USC.
You know, worse ones to be compared to, no doubt. Gregory Great from inside his own 5. Great, a terrific returner, breaks free of the tackle, and Great along the sideline will stay in bounds, try to cut back to the middle of the field, and Great is finally wrestled down across the 35. Kieran Davis, who had the big run back for Northwestern, made the stop after 66 kick return yards.
Doing a return, holding on receiving team. 10-yard finish from the flag. First down.
But a late flag, and it is coming back.
Well, penalty negates that, but tell you what, we've seen several big, see some nice job by Carroll City blocking downfield, but there you see the hold on the jersey clearly. Returner had already passed, let him go. There were a couple of Carroll City players a little bit further downfield that were really kind of staying active as blockers, but ultimately that one holding call brings it back.
Well, that is great after the return on the ground. Instead of starting at the Northwestern 31, ball is at Carroll City's own 22. That's 47 yards of field position and difference. It's a quick hitter. First catch for Hill. I beg your pardon, this is Tyu Jones-Bell with his second. And a loss of a yard on the play for the sophomore Bell.
For a quick hitter, it seemed like it took a while to develop. There was some space for him to run, but by the time he got the football, that Northwestern defense was already on top of him.
As Yogi Berra might say, it was a long, quick hitter.
Yes. Well said.
Second down, Davis in the backfield. Smith away from the rush, high stepping it toward the sideline. And Marlon Smith will scramble out of bounds to the 30. Bring up a 3rd down and short. Pretty good spot, gain of 10 yards there for Smith, who was given the 31. Set up this 3rd and 1.
With Davis in there, we'll see if they try to remain physical, keep him between the tackles.
That's the play, and it's a first down for Davis. 5'11", 198-pound senior in his 4th year of varsity. Committed to the Miami Hurricanes as of February, and that's a Miami recruiting class that features another top-tier running back, Lorenzo Lingard, the number 4 back in the class. Davis, our number 8. Maybe the final play of this first quarter. Smith with a quick throw, knocked away. Zechariah Esdale was on it. Senior outside linebacker at 6'2", got those hands up.
Good awareness, nice job when you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up.
He's the smallest man on that Northwestern front, 190 pounds. But the length served him well at 6'2". There's a fake for Smith. Few defenders went for Davis. Smith picks up a couple of yards on the outside. Keon Armstrong, the starting strong safety, makes his second tackle, and that will take us to the end of this first quarter. Carroll City had not allowed a touchdown in 5 games this year. They've allowed 2 in as many drives. Max Edwards and his Northwestern Bulls looking for a little revenge 1 year after a state semifinal loss. Fun first quarter in South Florida.
You always have a choice. Choose to ride with the right people, doing things for the right reasons, and always end up at the right place. The promise of a new life or the airport, the destination is not what matters. It matters how you get there.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Cope, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
Some of the superstars of college and the NFL the last few years have come through the Under Armour All-America game. This year's version 3 days after New Year's. January 4th, 6 Eastern, ESPN2, the capper to our season of high school football, which rolls on from South Florida. Craig Aubert, Kevin Brown. 13-7 Northwestern with the lead. Carroll City with the ball. And a 3rd and 8 to begin this second quarter. Marlon Smith, the senior quarterback, with some FBS offers, has his pass dropped out of the hands of Legend Moore. See the punt team for the first time tonight.
Moore, Northern Illinois commit, also plays some quarterback for them. They really talked about the synergy between those two because Moore also is familiar with the quarterback position. Ran a good route, got beyond the chains, just couldn't hold on to the football.
Yeah, Smith will play some wide receiver when Moore goes to play quarterback, so they have a good relationship. So far, it has been all Smith at quarterback tonight.
And it worked there, just a concentration drop.
Mark Carter with a punt. A good left-footed kick. The Kent State verbal, Mark Carter, although he's a verbal as a safety, not as a punter. Kick here of 39, though, with no return. Nice directional boot.
Yeah, we've had some penalties, but it certainly seems tonight that we're poised for a big, like a touchdown return on special teams. Had a couple of big runs tonight. Close to breaking one. Over here we start the second quarter. Certainly special teams, something to keep an eye on. Could play a key role in this game.
We're poised for a rain return right now. The umbrellas are coming out as you look at Atwell. Small in stature, but a good arm. 3-star athlete headed to the University of Louisville. Atwell will flip it off the helmet of Stewart. A loose ball. And Carroll City is on top of it, but there is a flag. Yasir Abdullah comes up with it, and it is a Carroll City football.
Looking for the quick pitch. You're right, Kevin, right off his helmet.
It was actually a beanbag that was thrown, not a flag by one of the officials. So it's a turnover picked up by Abdullah, 4-star linebacker who is also headed to Louisville. You put that on the quarterback out. What was the pitch there, and you put it on Stewart?
Well, it's a little bit high to the helmet. You got to get it down a little bit. There was some communication between the two after the fumble, but yeah, I think that one you got to put on the quarterback.
Before the snap, substitution. Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
That's the second time Northwestern's been called for an illegal substitution defensively for having 12 men out there. So a couple of mental mistakes for Max Edwards' crew early on. First and 5 from the 17. And the back is Cameron Davis. 9 carries, 37 yards for the Miami Verbo, who's going to lose some here. Davis fights to get a couple back, but a loss of 2, and it is Zechariah Esdale making his presence felt early. A pass deflection and a tackle for a loss in the first quarter plus.
Yeah, nice job by Isdale and the rest of that defense on the perimeter. As soon as Davis got the football, nowhere, turn upfield. I think all the speed on the field for both teams. It's not surprising that Carroll City's success has come inside. Second and long here, but for the most part, trying to keep that ground game between the tackles.
Davis motioned out as a receiver to the left. Smith will take off. Marlon Smith holds the ball up high as he goes out near the 10. That is good for a first down run. It'll be first and goal from the 9.
See the athleticism from Smith getting out on the edge. A little bit of a stutter step. It's going to give him the corner. A little bit of a tight roping down the side.
'27-year-old head coach Benedict Hippolyte in his 9th season as a coach. First here at Carroll City. Took over from Aubrey Hill, now at FIU.
Before the snap infraction on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
As quarterback Smith, a second-year starter. South Florida, Southern Mississippi, Florida Atlantic have all offered him. 6'4", 190. I'd like to see that type of height from a quarterback to throw over the top. He will throw it on a first and goal. Rifle to the sideline, reeled in by Johan Beresford, the speedy 5'9" senior.
Wild Goose went for the breakup. He's going to come in, he's going to get really close, but went for the breakup, wasn't there. Nice job of concentration and holding on to the football.
Right around the Georgia Verbal, Rashad Wild Goose on a second and goal to give us to Davis, and he is hit almost immediately. Kalijah Cansey and Sam Brooks in on the play to set up a third and goal. Young man with a big personality, Cansey, an offer from Rutgers. Talking to him yesterday, reported a recent offer from Louisville as well. You're going to hear that school's name quite a bit tonight, Louisville. Big presence in South Florida. Big package on a third down. Davis running right and a little bit shy of the goal line. This will be a 4th and goal.
Still working inside. Talked about where they've had the advantage tonight. A good push. Comes up just a little bit short. Continue to go for this here, especially with Marlon Smith's length.
Same package here, and it is Davis fighting his way, and he will not get in. Davis denied by the men in yellow. Devon Wilson, the Florida commit, leads the charge.
Was surprised there. You got a quarterback 6'2" in Marlon Smith that got that length right there in the one. Just trying to not push it in with a QB sneak. Had success with Davis, who we see down. Went back to him.
Davis on his back after fighting hard for the end zone, but coming up short. A goal line stand by this Northwestern defense. Wilson got up high to lead the way.
Tim's ready for a new car, but what about his old one? With Kelley Blue Book, Tim can get an offer for his old car from his phone. When Tim's ready, he can take it to an instant cash offer dealer to trade in or sell his car for cash. Easy. And get a head start on finding his next car. Until then, Tim's got an offer he can trust.
All without getting out of my chair.
That's the idea. Go to kbb.com and get an instant cash offer for your car today.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Cope, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
The 2017 Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase is brought to you by Gillette, the best a man can get.
Some more of our Under Armour All-America alums. A big game January 4th on ESPN2. One of the players, maybe the headliner, will be Justin Fields, an Under Armour All-America class of 2018 player, number 1 in our ESPN 300. And the Georgia Verbal will be on our airwaves, Craig, 1 week from tonight.
He has had a monster season up to this point. Really just making plays with his arm. When the athleticism, when he has to run to be able to make plays as well, he has just been outstanding. From the offseason through the start of this season, has just been really lights out. Looking forward to seeing him next week as an important part of that offense there. Cameron Davis fighting for some yards to try to get in. Not able to. Hopefully we'll still see him tonight. Big stop for that Northwestern defense. That was a drive that started at their own 21.
They give it to Kendrick, their power back, to get a little breathing room. Yasir Abdullah, the Louisville Verbal, with the stop. Carroll City's first 2 points of the year came on a safety in their opening game. They'll try to, if not pick up one here, at least force Northwestern to punt. Get the ball in a good field position.
A nice pickup there on first down, as you mentioned, Kevin, to give themselves a little bit of breathing room.
Ball moved out to the 5. Once more, Kendrick hit immediately. He stumbles free from it. It was a good job, though, by Kawan Parker, the Northern Illinois Verbal. The senior starting at Mike linebacker with a hit for no gain.
Nice job there by Parker. Went double tight. Outstanding job of getting downhill in a run blitz. Immediate penetration.
Atwell will keep it under center on a 3rd down and 7. Muck stamp. Ball is on the ground. Carroll City has already picked up 1 loose fumble. And the Chiefs are on top of another. Aaron Morgan picks it up after the botched exchange between the center carry and the quarterback Atwell.
Just didn't get it up enough. Back on the ground, and both of these teams hurting themselves with penalties and fumbles, turnovers. After just having an outstanding defensive stand, now they put their defense back on the field. After starting the last drive at the Bulls 21, now Carroll City will start it inside the 5.
Well, it's the second turnover that you could say technically is forced by Carroll City, but really Craig, Northwestern has committed a couple of unforced errors. The Chiefs started the last drive at the 21 and did not punch it in. Here they get the ball at the 4. On a 1st and goal, the quarterback is Marcel Williams. In for Smith and Legend Moore.
Prior to the snap, delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Now this one's going to give Benedict Hippolyte some gray hairs. I don't care how young he is. Delay of game after the fumble recovery.
Davis back on the field. Great to see number 2. Miami Verbal.
And Marlon Smith as well back in at quarterback after Williams was ready to take that snap. A lot of different players being used in the skill positions by Carroll City. Go 4 wide on 1st and goal from the 9. Just give it to Davis, who has had some tough sledding. Spins to pick up a couple.
Nice job on the right side of that Northwestern defensive line of staying home, playing their responsibility. Gabe Davis nowhere to go.
Marlon Pilo cleaned it up, senior linebacker, after the work of the men up front.
Davis now to the right in the wing, empty backfield.
Pressure comes off the edge. Smith gets rid of it just in time. And he avoided the sack, although the pass was incomplete. Beresford in coverage. Samuel Brooks with the pressure from the backside.
Yeah, the talented junior already with several offers there. You see your speed. Not allowing Smith to get himself set, and led to an incompletion. Once again, now with third down.
Carol City.
See if that Northwestern defense can hold again.
Timeout taken by Carroll City before a 3rd and goal. Bulls trying to stand up once more here in Miami.
We wrote the book on car pricing. For 90 years, we earned your trust as car value experts. Now, we're making you the expert with the Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a tool that analyzes what people actually paid for the car you want, so you can make sure you get into it for a fair price. Why pay more for your next car? Use Price Advisor, only from Kelley Blue Book.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Coke, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
All ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
This Sunday, you can stream Sunday NFL Countdown on your ESPN app or watch it on ESPN. New start time, 10 a.m. Eastern. All the early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of this week's Week 6 slate of games, 10 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Here's a look at James Cook, top running back for Miami Central, team we featured earlier this year at Bishop Gorman, scouting out 2 of his opponents. 6-point lead for Northwestern over Carroll City. Geico ESPN High School Showcase. Smith on a 3rd and goal and all sorts of pressure, and lucky for him, Rashad Wildgoose was way out of bounds. Sam Brooks with the pressure for the 2nd straight play, and a 4th down decision coming up.
That way, he was not way out of bounds. That was a close one. He threw it up there. Quick pressure right on him, both from the outside edges. Didn't let him get outside. And he was way a bit outside, but certainly don't like to see the QB throwing it up there in that situation. After starting their last drive at the 21 and then starting this one at the 4. If even they could connect on this 3-point attempt, still a win for Northwestern's defense.
You give up 3 points after 2 turnovers near your own red zone or in the red zone. That'd be an extraordinary effort. It's Javez Johnson, who again went straight on the extra point. Here from 25. Nope. Johnson misses it, and Northwestern gives the ball up at its own 21, holds defensively, at its own 4, and thanks to the missed field goal, holds defensively. Max Edwards loves it. Former defensive coordinator, the head coach at Miami Central, and assisted at Northwestern 1998 through 2004. Back here as a 3rd-year head coach. He has to be thrilled with the effort of this Bulls defense. Carroll City is the defense that we were talking about coming into the game with a shutout streak, but Northwestern has been exceptional on that side of the ball.
Outstanding sudden change defense. That unit not hanging their heads, getting out there 2 straight series and performing with their back against the wall. Now it's the opportunity for that offense. She's put into some bad situations.
Give it to Bo Kendrick. Power back on 1st down after the 25. Max Edwards has been coaching up this defense, which is huddled together on the sideline. What a night for them. Aaron Davis in the slot right on the second down and 5. Beckford, the lone receiver, left. Atwell, give it to Kendrick. Nothing doing here. Ershad Davis, the nickelback. And a big hit on the football earlier. And on this play. And no gain to set up 3rd and 5.
Linebackers playing physical downhill.
He's one of those players, Craig, that can play linebacker, can play safety. The sort of player that Carroll City likes. They'll go 4-2-5, 3-3-5. They'll run these multiple fronts. They like to shift their linebackers and defensive backs around. 3-man front on this 3rd down. Some late pressure. Atwell gets it away, but short of his target. It was Davis. Daquan Nelson came through the middle. Another one of those linebacker safety hybrids.
Yeah, quick pressure, and that's a long throw for Atwell to try and make from the far hash to outside the numbers and not even being able to step into it. That Carroll City defense now responds.
Take a water break midway through this second quarter. Carroll City should get the football back when we return.
Tim's ready for a new car, but what about his old one? With Kelley Blue Book, Tim can get an offer for his old car from his phone. When Tim's ready, he can take it to an instant cash offer dealer to trade in or sell his car for cash. Easy. And get a head start on finding his next car. Until then, Tim's got an offer he can trust.
All without getting out of my chair.
That's the idea. Go to kbb.com and get an instant cash offer for your car today.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Cope, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
Welcome back to the 2017 Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase. Miami Northwestern with a 6-point lead on Carroll City. Two teams that are right on the doorstep of our USA Today Super 25, which does feature 3 teams from the state of Florida in the top 6. Miami Central in the same district as these two. 4th down and 5 after the water break timeout. The rain is starting to come down again. Larry Robbins on to punt for the first time. Gregory Great back to receive. Want to grab this cleanly in the rain. Big pressure comes. The punt is blocked. It will be Carroll City football inside the 15. It's Mark Carter, who is the Carroll City punter, who gets a piece of this kick. There is a flag down.
It looks like they may get him. He might have been lined up offside.
Against Carroll City. Their first warning.
Well, no offside there. Just a warning for Carroll City being too close to the sideline. And that was some jump by Carter.
It was.
It's amazing if he wasn't offside. Let's take a look.
He got an outstanding jump. You can see the punter. Took a while to get his, he didn't even fully extend it. It took him a while to get his steps going, but Carter came flying off the edge. And there it looked really tight to that line, but no call, and he came screaming off the edge. A big play for that Carroll City special teams. Nice job of taking it right off the foot.
So how about Carroll City? The last 3 drives, they've started at the Northwestern 21, the Northwestern 4, and now the 14. They didn't score in the first 2. They have a new quarterback, Legend Moore, who gave up the football very late to Cameron Davis on that zone read.
He rode that to the last second.
Legend Moore in Northern Illinois verbal, committed back in April. He'll play quarterback, running back, wide receiver. Still open to offers, he tells us. UCF, Colorado State, and Utah State are all recruiting him still. On a second down, a whistle will stop it.
Before the snap, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, repeat the down.
2nd and 4 for Carroll City. You have Moore at quarterback, and Marlon Smith is now out as a wide receiver, wide to the right. So the two switch positions. Fifth penalty against Northwestern, which has committed 2 turnovers and had a punt blocked on its own side, but has the lead because its defense has been so good.
Killer penalty there, though, setting up potentially a 2nd and long, now a 2nd and short.
And Moore will keep it on the design run to the outside. Moore breaks free and dives into the end zone. This flag is likely for a horse collar. It should stand as a Legend Moore touchdown.
Got a nice block out on the edge by one of his receivers. See Moore in design run, taking outside, working against Davis. See number 13 turning him out.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty for the spotted foul. Repeat the down.
Wow. So it is not the flag thrown there for what looked like a horse collar. It was a holding call. Fanal Williams, number 13, was blocking Wilson right at the spot. And instead of a spectacular touchdown dive, it's a huge penalty against Carroll City. And neither team could stay out of its own way right now.
Nice job by Moore fighting to stay in bounds, but
all for naught. It's some run though. 2nd and 14. Moore trying to get away. And he bounces the pass in the direction of Davis. Boy, Sam Brooks has been all over the quarterbacks tonight. That is 4 pressures for the junior, with offers from Miami, Michigan, Louisville, and Kentucky.
Yeah, he's a tremendous athlete, and we're seeing the speed off the edge in pursuit come flying into your pitcher.
Max Edwards says, I think he's going to be an All-American. 16.5 sacks last year, and he has come oh so close time and time again tonight. Bring Marlon Smith back in at quarterback. Carroll City will on a 3rd down and 14. Move Moore into the slot right. And a delay of game.
Prior to the snap, delay on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
So at one point it was 2nd and 4 with a touchdown run negated by a holding call on the edge, and now another penalty pushing him back. As you mentioned, a lot of self-inflicted wounds tonight by both programs.
This will be a 3rd and 18. Ball needs to get to the 5. As you see the penalty yardage, 66 already for the Chiefs. Here's a throw from Smith going for the end zone, incomplete. Let his target out of bounds, Fanal Williams. And it was Wilson, the Florida Verbal, with the interception early in coverage.
Well, here where you're working, you're outside of your kicker's range. You got a 4th and long, but you have another opportunity here to try to pick up that first.
Yeah, they're only comfortable with Johnson if the ball is inside the 20. And right now it is at the 23. This should be a 40-yard field goal.
Already with a miss from a shorter distance. It's certainly not where you want to be. A 4th and 18.
Williams has the size. Top of your screen at 6'2". Davis out to the right on 4th down. Smith will heave it to the end zone and well over the head of his intended target, Trayan Lane. Sounded like a broken record here, but Northwestern holds deep in its own territory for the 3rd consecutive drive.
Carroll City has been gifted some great opportunities, unable to take advantage. He gets protection. The coverage is there. We talked about that secondary. Those two anchored by those two corners, Rashad Wild-Goose and Devod Wilson. The Georgia and Florida commits respectively, and this Bulls defense has really responded here in this first half, put in some tough situations.
Atwell to throw it on the first down. Airs it out and completes it. Atwell with a strike to Beckford on the first play for Northwestern on this drive. Across midfield, the two connect for 34.
Outstanding job by the senior, number 6. Just tracking the football, the concentration. He's got one-on-one on the outside. Atwell does a nice job of finding him. Watch him just look the ball in. He has to adjust a little bit. Makes an excellent catch and a big play for this offense. Talked about Carroll City struggles on offense. Northwesterners had their own, so the big play there to get him out of their side of the field.
Atwell slings it short this time to Beckford. We saw Atwell yesterday at practice show off his arm. He's only 5'9", 150 or so, but he can really throw it. And in fact, in the early part of walkthrough, he was overthrowing most of his receivers. Put a beautiful touch on the football there, though. 4 for 6 in the game, but 89 yards on those 4 completions. More than 22 yards per completion. Quick one here. This is Nigel Bethel, the athlete. Plays some receivers, some backs, some corner. Florida out the lead for him with Miami lurking. Georgia in his top 3.
Said the Gators recruiting him on the offensive side of the ball. Miami at corner. A man who could play either. I personally like a little bit better as a secondary player.
Corey Hammett is the back on a 3rd down and 1. Atwell design run for a first down. Why do you like Bethel better in the secondary?
You know, I think that he's an aggressive player. He's physical. He's got good athleticism and speed. And I think it's much more difficult to find corners than it is to find wide receivers. And just from watching his tape, I thought he very productive as a corner player. And like I said, those are much more difficult to find. And you get a young man who can do that at a high level. I'd at least start him out on that side of the ball.
Well, if you take him at his word, he told us he doesn't care what he plays, prefers just being in the field. Hammett on the dump off. Corey Hammett tackled at the 30-yard line, making the 29 for a gain of just 2. Well defended. Jarvis Brownlee, the junior, made the stop.
Yeah, he did a really nice job of holding his ground, fighting off the block, and eventually making the tackle as he comes off the field here.
Brownlee is on all 4s now on his back on the sideline.
Timeout. Goal.
And Northwestern's timeout would give Brownlee a little more time, as it turns out, to recover. Junior on a 108-yard interception return last week for a touchdown. Now this is the start of another great football week, culminating on Monday night from Nashville, the Colts and the Titans. In a muddled AFC South. Coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern. The game at 8:15 on ESPN. Available in Spanish as well on ESPN2. A lot of talent on the field tonight, but both teams have poisoned themselves here and there.
And this happened right early in the game. Miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback. Here on the pitch for Northwestern, bounces off the helmet of the running back. Carroll City, though, not able to capitalize. Fumbled snap there. Once again, though, Carroll City not able to capitalize. And lastly, a big play on a punt block. But that Bull defense once again responded, allowing them to maintain the lead here late in the second quarter.
3 turnovers, 12 penalties combined in the game. Turnovers have not been turned into points here. Beautiful strike here by Atwell. He hits Bethel. Atwell is 5 for 5 on the drive, and Bethel has a grab of 13.
See a little bit of that arm strength here rolling out. He zings it right in there on Bethel.
A couple of catches for Bethel on this drive. He will leave the field before a 1st and 10 play as we tick under 2 minutes in the half.
getting it done through the air on this drive.
Motion up front.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Just as the umbrellas open up again. It's fun watching the crowd below, as if on command. Every 10 minutes or so, the umbrellas just pop out and they disappear again.
It's like an umbrella symphony. Everybody in unison opening up. As the rain comes and goes intermittently.
A Gators fan in the middle of that. This is South Florida in October. I guess it's South Florida most of the year. First down, Atwell fakes it to Aaron Lewis, hits the inside man, Justin Hill Jr. Senior with offers from Missouri State, Morgan State, Northwestern State. A couple of FCS offers. This is a gain of 12 to set up second and short. Well, their go-to guys, Hill with his first catch of the game. Kendrick and Lewis, the backs. This is Aaron Lewis, who is about 1.5 yards shy. Randy Russell comes up to make the stop. Young man who is a high 3-star safety, headed to the University of Florida, number 21 in orange and white.
He's a run and hit player, very physical at that safety position. Walk down and play in the box. Player really enjoy watching on tape.
Benedict Hippolyte said you see a safety like Russell every 5 years. On third down, Davis is in the backfield once again. Ishad Davis for the tackle for a loss. It was Kendrick, their power back, who lost 2 to set up a 4th down.
Yeah. Brought pressure, able to get it blocked up in the middle. Not enough to stop him off the edge.
Northwestern will keep the offense on the field 20 seconds in the half and now use its final timeout.
Timeout. Go.
Well, if you get the first down here, clock will stop momentarily. You probably run up and spike it. Have to get a playoff quickly if you convert and don't get into the end zone on a 4th and 4 with the ball to the 12. Famous alumni for these teams, Carroll City. A couple of terrific hip-hop artists, Flo Rida, class of '98, and Rick Ross. These two have been wonderful in terms of giving back to the school, helping with new uniforms, promoting the program. And for Northwestern, Barry Jenkins on the left was a star football player when he went here, had some scholarship offers, and now there's Barry on the left in this picture, a little bit more dressed up. He was the director and one of the 2 screenwriters of Moonlight, which won the Academy Award for Best Picture last year. There's Barry accepting for Best Adapted Screenplay. One of the most talented young filmmakers we currently have. Barry Jenkins out of Northwestern High School, Lincoln City, here in the Miami area.
Timeout. White.
So after Carroll City sees the Northwestern formation, Benedict Hippolyte figures, I have a couple of timeouts, might as well use one here.
A basketball timeout. I see what you do. I'll take one as well.
It's really coming down now, the rain. I'm sure these teams would like to get inside quickly with 18 seconds remaining in the half. Wind has picked up considerably too. Few brave souls without umbrellas right now. That's not a bad place to be. Under the hood.
There you go.
Sam Brooks is #1 for Northwestern, but I don't think that's Sam Brooks, even though that was a #1 jersey under the bullhead.
He's a pretty versatile player. Don't sell him short.
He has offers as an offense or as a defensive lineman, maybe as a mascot too. It is a downpour here on 4th and 4. Atwell with a fake. And this one is incomplete, nearly intercepted, threw it behind Hill. And almost picked by Mark Carter, who had the punt block earlier. So Carroll City will likely just kneel on the football and get into the locker room. Well, it was a first half that saw some early touchdowns. Northwestern on its first 2 drives, Carroll City on its second, but has been completely dominated by defense ever since.
Well, been dominated by defense and miscues.
2 turnovers for Northwestern deep in its own end, plus a punt block deep in its own end. And none of that resulted in a point. There's the knee for Smith, and that will do it for this first half. Teams hit the locker room in a downpour. It is Miami Northwestern in front by 6. They snap Carroll City's shutout streak at 4 games with a couple of touchdowns. The Bulls will get the ball to start the second half. A weird and wild first half from Miami sees the Bulls in front. Welcome back to the 2017 Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase. Travis Powell Stadium in Miami, Florida. It is the Northwestern Bulls atop the Carroll City Chiefs 13-7 at the end of the first half. Once again, Kevin Brown with Craig Auburn, our entire ESPN2 crew. Happy to be with you. A little bit drier now after some rain in the first half. It was a sloppy first half. Penalties and turnovers galore, but we did get to see some of this top-tier talent on display.
It had nothing to do with the weather. A very interesting first half in terms of a blend of big plays and miscues to get us to where we are here in the second half. It really started off big. This is a Carroll City defense that had not let up any points, but a big interception by Devon Wilson, the Florida Gator commit, set up this Northwestern offense. Big run, reversing field. Ultimately, the Bulls would wind up punching it in, breaking that streak of 4 straight shutouts of the Chiefs. They get the big Cameron Davis, the Miami Verbal. Early on, they had success getting it between the tackles, riding the ESPN 300 running back for some big plays. Tutu Atwell, the diminutive but talented quarterback, getting downfield on a big slant pass, but ultimately set up another touchdown as they went in between the tackles on that one. But Kev, that would not be the complete story of the first half. Miscues played a big role as well here. The pitch off the helmet of the running back, a QB center exchange that would give the ball to Carroll City. And then also the Chiefs would make a big play on special teams with a punt block. But, partner, that Northwestern defense stepped up big on all 3 of those. They would not allow Carroll City to get into the end zone off those turnovers. 1
missed field goal, and that was all on those 3 possessions deep in Northwestern territory. First half stats brought to you by Geico. Cameron Davis has the touchdown run. The Miami Verbal, number 8 running back of the country, and Devon Wilson with a tackle for a loss and a key one on a 4th and goal against Davis. He also had the interception, which did set up a Northwestern touchdown. The only points off a turnover in the game. 2 ESPN 300 players in the game, a game that features plentiful FBS and Power 5 talent. And Northwestern, which has the lead, will receive the second half kickoff.
What do you think the theme was in both locker rooms during halftime?
I don't think it was keep doing what you're doing.
No, it was clean it up. Stop with the self-inflicted wounds. Hold on to the football. I think both teams got to be happy with your defenses. We knew coming into this game they were both stingy units. For Miami Northwestern, it's really limiting those offensive mistakes and turning the ball over. And I think for Carroll City, I'd like to see Cameron Davis get more involved. When they had their success in the first half and the first quarter, it was running the ESPN 300 running back between the tackles. I think they can continue to do that. Maybe potentially set up some play action opportunities here later in the second half.
Well, Javez Johnson will kick it away. Kieran Davis and Jaquez Stewart are back to receive. And Northwestern has made some plays in the kicking game. They've had some good returns. In fact, both teams have, although Gregory Gray's 66-yarder was negated due to a penalty. This will be Stewart at his own 13, a stutter step, and Stewart bursts up the middle, showing off his excellent track speed. Jaquez Stewart, a track and field state champ, one of a few others that play for the football team and are on the track squad. There is a flag down, however, on the return. It's a return of 30, and how many times have we had to say tonight there is a flag down, however? Victor Brown.
Sideline warning on goal. They're first.
Just a sideline warning. You know that pink whistle, by the way, and the pink flag hanging off the belt. Pink flags tonight to promote breast cancer awareness here in the month of October. So great starting field position for Northwestern in Tutu Atwell, the Louisville Verbal and wide receiver, who is the starting quarterback. Atwell immediately pressured, scrambles free, and throws it on the run short. Had a receiver in Harris. That is a tough throw, though. And just to get away from the pressure of Yasir Abdullah and Sherrod Chester was good enough.
They were immediately in the backfield. Atwell using athleticism even just to potentially give them an opportunity at a play. Ultimately incomplete.
Abdullah, the Louisville Verbal, at the top of this defensive front. Another flag is thrown.
To the snap. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
That was the left tackle. Devontae McCray moving early. North Carolina State Verbal committed to the Wolfpack for defense. They had a bigger need here this season. Coach said he was very unselfish in his willingness to help the team and focus on the offensive line this year. You see they got a great frame, tremendous physical upside. Listed as a defensive lineman in his rating, recruited as a defensive lineman, but I wouldn't be so sure maybe offensive line isn't in his long-term future.
Atwell, second and 15, rifles a pass complete. Nigel Bethel, the talented three-star athlete, with a gain of 20.
Another nice throw, Atwell. He's been very, very strong tonight between the hashes. Right over the defender, excellent placement. Bethel going up, watch him extend, get the football. They've had some success between the 20s, throwing the football, getting downfield. Late in the second half, they stalled out once they got inside the 20.
Bethel's been a big part of the pass game. 62 yards on 4 catches for him. Atwell steps away from pressure. Tutu Atwell taken down by Daquan Nelson after a run of 4. Again, he's headed to Louisville, and he was recruited as a wide receiver. He is in our database as an athlete. He starts here as a quarterback, so where do you see this young man at the next level?
Yeah, ultimately probably as a wide receiver, you know, and it has nothing to do with his arm or anything. He's 5'9". He just lacks ideal measurables for that position, even though we've seen athletic, shorter quarterbacks have success. Yeah, I certainly think he's a young man, though, that you can develop some packages, get very creative with how you use him, because he can certainly throw the football.
Jaquez Stewart is the back of the pistol set. The give is to Stewart. Good speed, but he tries to run it between the tackles here. And Yasir Abdullah makes the stop. The Louisville Verbal, no gain on the play. Stewart is a junior, still exploring schools. This will look at the Northwestern commits. Atwell is in there. Florida and Georgia represented in the secondary with Wilson and Wild Goose. Devontae McCray is going to play for a terrific NC State team, and Demetrius Mays for a terrific UCF team. Those two both in the top 25 as of the last couple of weeks. Need the 30-yard line on this third down. Atwell goes down. Aaron Morgan pressured. Looked like Atwell just lost his footing, and it is a 4th down and long coming up.
Yeah, this is where you want to try and keep it. Had a little trouble holding on to it, you know, and he stepped up. And you're right, Morgan got a little bit of pressure, but I think there was an opportunity just to take a step back. I think got a little bit of happy feet there in the pocket, started moving before he had to. ultimately wound up getting tripped up.
The punt team is out with Larry Robbins to kick from the Carroll City 38. You understand with the success of this defense, Northwestern trying to punt Carroll City deep. Got a player late off the sideline. Have to get this off in time. Pressure off the edge again. Robbins will keep it on the fake punt, and he's not even going to get close. Did not even make it to the original line of scrimmage. It was Carter who had the punt block with another outstanding jump off the edge.
Well, he came from the backside. Had they decided to punt that, he would have probably blocked another. You see that explosiveness, that speed, that burst off the football, getting upfield. Like I said, had they decided to punt it, he probably would have took another one. He was so far upfield, able to still make the tackle in pursuit from the backside.
You think that was a design fake, or Robbins saw Carter sprinting off the edge?
I think you saw him sprinting off the edge, to be honest with you. I don't think that the way it was blocked was a design punt. Design fake, excuse me.
First throw of the half for Marlon Smith is complete to Legend Moore. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't a fake, it was a heck of a smart play by Robbins, because you're right, that's a block by Carter if he gets there, and that's the kind of play that can change the game. Take the loss and let your defense try and do what it's done all game, hold strong. Velasquez-Walkins on a second down through the middle for a yard. Haven't seen much of Walkins, mainly Cameron Davis on the ground of the game. They like this young man, the junior, a transfer from Miami Beach. 3.8 GPA, AP student. Hold your horses before 3rd and 5. 2 flags thrown, 3 flags thrown, in fact, in the secondary. Pink is the color of the night.
Before the penalty, timeout, goal. First timeout.
Northwestern has had some trouble getting a 12th man off the field sometimes, getting aligned defensively. They get a timeout in before a penalty here. Key 3rd down for Carroll City on the other side.
We wrote the book on car pricing. For 90 years, we earned your trust as car value experts. Now, we're making you the expert with the Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a tool that analyzes what people actually paid for the car you want, so you can make sure you get into it for a fair price. Why pay more for your next car? Use Price Advisor, only from Kelley Blue Book.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Coke, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
Third and 5 for Carroll City. With the ball up near midfield. Chiefs trailing Northwestern by 6. Saturday, 3:30 Eastern on ESPN, the 112th version of the Red River Showdown, the Red River Shootout, the Red River Rivalry, whatever you call it. It's a big game every year, and this one no exception as Baker Mayfield and Oklahoma look to rebound from a stunning home loss to Iowa State. They get Tom Herman's Texas Longhorns at the Cotton Bowl. 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. Baker Mayfield on one side, Sam Ehlinger on the other. A little bit of trash talk between Mayfield and Ehlinger this week. Baker noting that, hey, his Lake Travis team never lost to Sam's Westlake team in their tenures. Here's Baker Mayfield, pocket passer back at Lake Travis High School, who really exploded onto the scene once he hit Texas Tech and then Oklahoma.
Yeah, it shows how unscientific the recruiting process is. A young man who's been outstanding in college, but pretty unheralded coming out of high school.
3rd and 5, Davis. Took a couple of big licks, but he has no shot. Zechariah Esdale was in there early. tried to hit Davis out of the flats on a 3rd and 5, and he's lucky to only lose 2. This Northwestern defense has been absolutely tough as nails tonight. Put in some really difficult situations due to turnovers and punt miscues, and they have stood their ground time and time again.
Got those corners on the edge, and Wild Goose and Wilson, and the talented junior #1 Sam Brooks has really been disruptive off the edge.
They've stopped 5 consecutive 3rd downs. Punt from Carter, fielded by Kieran Davis, who's going the wrong way at first. Davis back across the 15 after the kick from the left-footed Carter. And a flag down.
There's no flag on play.
No, just reactionary at this point.
No. Instinctual flag tossing. Well, Northwestern football again, and you wonder if you're Carroll City's defense right now, if you're a player on that defense, are you thinking I need to make a play with the way that Northwestern's defense is playing? I need to go get the football, try to score, or set your offense up again?
Well, I mean, this is a defense that has done that. Number 11, Jarvis Brownlee, had a 108-yard interception return a week ago. They've had 4 shutouts. This is a unit used to making plays.
Pressure off the edge on Atwell, trying to get free. Little stiff arm to shake loose of one defender. Bethel along the sideline was not in bounds. It's an incomplete pass.
This is a Carroll City defense tonight, Kevin, that's bent but hasn't broke. Their offense has had some great opportunities, unable to take advantage of it, and obviously that's what you're leading to with the fact that offense has not been able to capitalize. It may come on this defense.
You said the pick 6 from Brownlee. Carter, who blocked the punt earlier, has blocked a couple of punts this year, both of which coming into the game had gone for touchdowns. So they can create points in different areas. They create a loss here with Malcolm Ray. Big junior defensive lineman with some offers, a loss of 3.
They're getting inside. Young man who's a real run plugger, does a nice job of working off the block, getting a piece of the running back, bringing him down.
Wake Forest among his offers. South Florida, FIU, and UAB as well.
Coach told us if he's on, we're excited about our chances to win the game.
3rd and 13, Atwell. Quick hitter to Hill over the middle. Zipped free of the first defender, has a first down. Ball came out after he hit the ground. And hang on a minute, there is a flag all the way back the 20-yard line. It's a gain of 20 at the moment.
And there's a player downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat it down.
Boy, another one that stings for Northwestern. Look at this. Max Edwards is almost at the hash mark right now.
Illegal coach downfield.
That's the one penalty we haven't seen called today.
I'll show myself out there. I mean, Northwestern offensively has just tonight been just really hurting themselves between turnovers and penalties.
Atwell 3rd and 18. Atwell was looking long. He had absolutely nobody there. There was only one receiver who was past the first down marker. That was Bethel, and he was being double covered, so Atwell had nowhere to throw. And a great job defensively by Carroll City. After the 20-yard completion to Hill was negated.
Well, we expected a tough defensive battle tonight, but didn't expect the miscues and the penalties to play such a big role in it.
Well, I might want to block number 8 if I was in yellow right now. Mark Carter's at the top of the line right now.
Having some substitution issues again as well.
Carter has blocked 3 punts this year, and he nearly had another one last time. Robbins stands at his own 3, and now they will bunch up the formation. Robbins gets it away. It's a low punt. Gregory Great at his own 48-yard line. Great picks up a block, but it was an illegal one. Looks like we'll get a block in the back here after a return of 3 yards. And look, if you're an official, you don't want to call this many penalties, but just about every one of those you have to call. They've been obvious.
Personal foul on a return team, blindside block, 15-yard penalty, first down.
This is a new rule in high school, Kevin. You cannot blindside with the shoulders or the head. You have to come from the front side, and you've got to be able to see them extend your hands. He didn't do that there, and that was the flag.
So 15 yards against Carroll City. 8 penalties each way in the game.
Tim's ready for a new car, but what about his old one? With Kelley Blue Book, Tim can get an offer for his old car from his phone. When Tim's ready, he can take it to an instant cash offer dealer to trade in or sell his car for cash. Easy. And get a head start on finding his next car. Until then, Tim's got an offer he can trust.
All without getting out of my chair.
That's the idea. Go to kbb.com and get an instant cash offer for your car today.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Cope, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
Every week we take a look at our impact freshmen, true freshmen who succeed in their first year at college. Sam Ehlinger certainly qualifies. He's your starting quarterback in Texas. 380 passing yards, 107 on the ground in a double overtime win over Kansas State last week. Ehlinger and the Longhorns get Oklahoma this week.
Jonathan Taylor, he's been running wild this year, the true freshman for the Badgers. Hunter Bryant up at Washington, a very big night. Receiving Andrew Thomas. If you're Justin Fields, your committee got to be happy about seeing a true freshman tackle. The Bulldogs had 200-yard rushers. He played a role, helped and paved some of those running lanes.
Quarterback Legend Moore for Carroll City, and a design run for Moore with a touchdown run called back due to a holding in the first half. The Northern Illinois commit, who is added quarterback for his second series tonight. Marlon Smith is on the sideline right now, the other quarterback, not at receiver. Moore scrambling away. Nice job to stay on his feet. That is a first down as it stood. The ball came out late. And Carroll City is on top of the football. And the ball is right near the marker after Moore lost it.
Moore does a nice job of keeping the play alive. It's actually his offensive lineman who begins to knock it loose, trying to get in front of him to make a block, hit it with his elbow, started to jar it. Lucky to come away, hold on to the football.
Marlon Smith back in at quarterback now. Moore is a wide receiver. And Velasquez Walkins is hit on this third down and short.
What's interesting about that is had he not fumbled, he had the first down.
Yeah.
Having to retreat to regain possession put them at the third and short, now setting up a fourth.
What do you do here? 4th down and 1 at your own 44.
Well, Cameron Davis coming back on the field. Honestly, the most success they've had tonight is being physical between the two tackles.
Well, they're going to go for it with Moore back at quarterback, Craig.
I would assume they were going to go for it. And that's why I was setting up to give it to Davis.
A late timeout called by Northwestern. Carroll City briefly had the punter Carter run out to the field, then he sprinted back, so there was confusion all around. 4th and 1 Carroll City when we come back.
We wrote the book on car pricing. For 90 years, we earned your trust as car value experts. Now, we're making you the expert with the Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a tool that analyzes what people actually paid for the car you want, so you can make sure you get into it for a fair price. Why pay more for your next car? Use Price Advisor, only from Kelley Blue Book.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Coke, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
All ESPN coverage is streaming live on the ESPN app. Download now and take ESPN everywhere.
This Saturday on ABC, it's college football doubleheader featuring two top 15 teams. Unbeaten Miami gets a difficult test with a hot Georgia Tech team, 3:30 Eastern on Saturday. Then we go to the West Coast in Los Angeles. USC with a win last week after its loss at Washington State. Trying to stay in the playoff and Pac-12 title conversation. They've got to win out. They get a good Utah team at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. 4th down and 1. It is Cameron Davis in the backfield. Legend Moore, the quarterback for Carroll City.
I'd get the ball in the hands of Davis here. They're stacking the box.
Has 7-man front. Moore on a design run. Got a block from Davis. Moore taken down. Sam Brooks with the pressure off the edge. And Northwestern holds again.
Try to get it out onto the edge with Davis. There's a little hesitation from Davis initially, and Sam Brooks, who has just been a menace off the edge tonight, does a really nice job of staying home, maintaining leverage off of Davis, making the tackle. You know, I know they had those defenders in. Sam Brooks, multiple offers. I know they had those defenders in there. They were stacking the box, and Will still would have tried to overpower them. They've got the size advantage inside. You got a quick-footed runner in Davis. Just need a yard.
We just had, after the play, an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Carroll City. That is an extra 15 yards, and Northwestern will start at the 29.
Theme of tonight for both teams is unable to get out of their way. Now setting up this Northwestern offense, who had their struggles of their own since the end of the first quarter. Now setting them up. Football inside Carroll City 30.
96 penalty yards, Craig, for Carroll City. Great starting field position, and Atwell goes for it all and is nearly intercepted by Jarvis Brownlee. Inside coverage on Quavon Beckford.
Outstanding coverage by Brownlee, just in position, running the route with the receiver. Very lucky for Northwestern that he was not able to complete the interception.
Benedict Hippolyte told us he'll play zone on one side of the field and let Brownlee lock down his man on the other. They are comfortable with that, and you see why. Bethel in the backfield, the motion man at a 2nd down. Atwell fakes the give to him, and he is intercepted. Mark Carter with the pick. Carter, a punt block and an interception in the game. There is, however, a flag down.
And there's a receiver downfield on offense. That penalty decline. 1st down.
The Kent State commit, Mark Carter, has been outstanding tonight. We've seen him make plays on special teams. Watch him ride this. He's going to sell it. He's going to pull it. Carter just playing center field does an outstanding job of reading the play. And we've seen his burst off the line on special teams there, getting off, reading it. Outstanding ball skills. A huge play there from the senior.
Derek Davis was the intended target. Atwell never saw Carter, who measured his steps coming across the field.
I mean, they really did a nice job of selling the run on the perimeter. Thought he had the receiver on the outside streaking down, but Carter stayed home, read it, uses athleticism to make a break on the football.
On a first down, the throw comes from Smith to Legend Moore, trying to weave his way across the field from south to north, and no gain, a whole lot of running for nothing. Wild Robinson on the play.
Yeah, it's all started with number 21. Wild Goose, who was in position, forced Moore to have to get lateral instead of getting upfield.
Shot Wild Goose, the Georgia commit, 3-star safety. Over Florida, Wisconsin, North Carolina State. Smith, pressure's coming, he'll run away from it. Brooks from the back end once again. Jalen Kelly from the front side. And a gain of 5 yards for the mobile quarterback Smith.
Better find a way to start blocking number 1, Brooks. We need to give their tackles some help.
He has been absolutely awesome tonight.
Even when they've tried to get away from him, that speed from the backside still remaining able to be a factor.
Now a timeout taken by Carroll City, which only had 10 men on the field.
White. Both of these teams do a lot of substitutions, but it's also created a lot of problems as well.
Well, it was a busy couple of weeks in recruiting since we had our last high school game. Of course, the headliner was Justin Fields, the #1 player in the ESPN 300, staying in state, a verbal commit to the University of Georgia. Florida State picked up a terrific cornerback, though, Craig. Houston Griffith in a deep class for corners, one of the best in the nation.
Yeah, the Seminoles now have commitments from 3 of the top 10 corners in the nation. They were able to bump up a spot in the class rankings, and then Oregon able to get a quarterback at Arizona, who at one point was committed to North Carolina, that they were able to kind of push forward a spot now to number 5. And Justin Fields, obviously the big news, #1 player in the nation, committing to in-state Georgia at one point in the process of Penn State verbal. We will see him next week.
Harrison and Dalton, can't wait for that. What a loaded depth chart that'll be at Georgia next year. Smith on 3rd down. Long pass across the field, comes up short for Moore. Carroll City 0 for its last 7 after converting its first 2 third downs of the game. Smith and Moore, whoever's been in the pocket, they've been uncomfortable all night long. Then you have to throw the ball in the direction of Wilson, a Florida commit, Wild Goose, a Georgia one.
Well, a goal for them coming. I'm sorry, Kevin. Goal for them coming in this game was a win first down. They have not done that tonight. They've been consistently 2nd, 3rd and longs.
Carter continues his strong night with another good directional punt.
Just to do it all. Kent State fans got to be happy.
Yeah. 47 yards and no return.
I'm sure Kent State coaches probably wishing wasn't putting on quite this display. Maybe getting on the radar a little bit more.
Well, Western Michigan had some interest, and they're hoping that ESPN2 is blacked out in Kalamazoo tonight, I suppose. Mark Carter Jr., a punt block, an interception, a good night punting the football. Only 5'9" and 175, but a 4-year varsity player.
He's a football player tonight.
Strong safety has done it all. 2 backs for Atwell. This one is Corey Hammett. And Hammett breaks free of a couple of tackles. Carter comes up to assist on the stop. Hammett is right near the line to gain, and he has enough. 10 yards of first down.
Getting off tackle for the seniors. Strong running. Good blocking on the edge. Finds a seam, gets upfield, breaks through an arm tackle.
You know what you like to see, though, is that big Malcolm Ray was the last one to hit him all the way from the nose tackle position, 10 yards down the field. Talented young man for Carroll City. Atwell zips this one off the hands of Justin Hill. He's had success on those slants over the middle, and this one Hill just dropped.
And a drop there, but you're right, in between the hashes on those quick slants, that's where his best success in the passing game has come, and he's been very accurate. Quickly getting rid of that football, but missed opportunity there on the drop.
With that drop, Atwell's hit just 1 out of his last 7 with the interception in that span. Give it to Kendrick here. Bo Kendrick rumbling and diving across midfield. That is an 11-yard pickup for the senior and Miramar transfer Bo Kendrick.
They gave Bo a big hole there on the left side with number 4 Hammett leading through there. No shock that his favorite athlete, Bo Jackson, but coach is really high on this young man. No offers at this point. They feel is get some more exposure. There will be some for him here in the process before it's over.
First year here at Northwestern. Kendrick out of the backfield to the right, clears the way for Hammett. Northwestern trying to establish a ground game. Forward momentum gives him 3. Daquan Nelson, Ershad Davis, a couple of linebacker defensive back hybrids on the stop. Nelson, who has some interest in Northern Illinois, which has already locked up, at least verbally, a couple of Carroll City players. East Carolina 2. And Atwell right now is limping off the field, the Northwestern quarterback.
He lost his helmet, so obviously he has to leave the game. Looks like he may have gotten something in his eye.
Yeah. Helmet comes off, you've got to leave for a play, and Justin Hill will come in as the backup quarterback. Flag down.
Snap. Substitution. Legal substitution on offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
Well, how about this? You take Atwell out of the game and they still had 12 men in the huddle.
They've had a few of those tonight defensively as well. As I mentioned, both teams do a lot of substituting, but it's also led to quite a few problems for both programs.
So Hill will take one more snap, and maybe the last one of this quarter. Pressure off the edge. Hill gives it to Hammett up the middle. Cross midfield. And that will send us to the 4th quarter. We saw 3 early touchdowns in this game, 3 and 4 drives. It has been nothing but 0 since. Carroll City and Northwestern standing up strong on the back end. Should be a fun finish from Miami.
Tim's ready for a new car, but what about his old one? With Kelley Blue Book, Tim can get an offer for his old car from his phone. When Tim's ready, he can take it to an instant cash offer dealer to trade in or sell his car for cash. Easy. And get a head start on finding his next car. Until then, Tim's got an offer he can trust.
All without getting out of my chair.
That's the idea. Go to kbb.com and get an instant cash offer for your car today.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Cope, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
Next week, we'll be off to Kennesaw, Georgia to see the #1 high school player in the country. Justin Fields, a dual threat quarterback who verbally committed last Friday to the University of Georgia. There he is with the reveal of the Red Dogs jersey. 7:30 Eastern, Harrison and Dalton on ESPN2 to see Fields, the future Georgia Bulldog. See a future Georgia Bulldog tonight right there. Rashawn Wildgoose, number 21, his Northwestern team up 6 on Carroll City on the Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase. Kevin Brown, Craig Albert, our entire ESPN2 crew. See a 3rd and 7 for Tutu Atwell to start this 4th quarter. Atwell getting away from a couple of rushers. Only so much he can do, though. He is tripped up at midfield by Aaron Morgan for a loss of 4. There is, of course, a flag down, as there seemingly has been on every big play in this second half. Penalty Phil Knight for Victor Brown and his crew.
Personal foul on the defense. Blindside block. 15-yard penalty. Result of the play, first down.
Benedict Hippolyte absolutely cannot believe it. There's that new rule you mentioned earlier, Craig, that new blindside block. And Carroll City's been called for that twice in the game.
You can make a blindside block, but it cannot be with your body, with your shoulder. You have to use your hands. The officials have to see extension. Look right in the middle of the field. You're going to see right around the hash. He leads with the shoulder. Cannot do that. They need to see extension with use of the hands. And, you know, I want everybody to stay tuned to the end, but I'm going to tell you who's going to win this game. It's going to be the team that can play a fourth quarter without any mistakes.
Well, that was Mark Carter on that blindside block, number 8. He's had such a strong game with the punt block, with an interception. And he's been a strong punter. But the miscue here gives Northwestern a first down at the 35. I mean, think about this, Craig. Carroll City scored 168 points in its last 4 games. Tonight, they have 23 more penalty yards than yards of total offense. 111 of the former, 88 of the latter. Here's a good wrap-up by Ershad Davis on a 3-yard run by Atwell.
I mean, just both of these programs tonight have done everything in their power to set themselves back.
And they're great teams with great talent. Sometimes this happens when you play on national TV or when you play in a big rivalry game. The emotions start to fly. Whatever the reason is, we've seen plenty of sloppiness tonight, but just under 11 minutes left for redemption.
With all of that, both of these teams are in this game. It's there for the taking.
14 possessions in a row without a point after 3 touchdowns in the first 4 drives. Here's another flag.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Northwestern team that's 4-1. It's only lost 2 weeks ago to IMG Academy. No shame in that. 14-7 win over Booker T. Washington earlier in the season. Coming off a state semifinal berth where they lost by a touchdown late to Carroll City. Atwell pulls it down on 2nd and 12, and he gives himself up. Got hit by Davis, who's made the tackle on 2 straight plays. 7 in the game for Ershad Davis.
There was contact, but he gave himself up late. Good no call by the officials.
Senior with a USF off for Davis. Sets up a 3rd and 8. Bulls have a tight end in Derek Davis. DeMarco Harris, the tight end slash, is in the game as well, and in the slot left. Atwell on a 3rd down. He goes down. Yasir Abdullah, the Louisville commit, with a sack. He had 5 last year in the state semifinal game.
Abdullah at the bottom working, staying alive. As Atwell steps up in the pocket, he's able to come off the block and make the tackle. And that was big for that Carroll City defense. Their offense have had struggles. Be able to force Northwestern into a 4th down here.
See, Aaron Morgan, the Mississippi State verbal defensive end, is down right now for Carroll City. Morgan getting stretched out with the left leg and back on his feet. Three-star defensive end with good size, Aaron Morgan.
Well, Kevin,
Phil.
Sorry, you would think here you punt it and try and put him back deep, make that offense have to go to length of the field. But as you think about maybe punting it, you got number 8 on the other side who's come screaming off the edge for 1 block, nearly another.
Carter has been an absolute menace. Number 8, in orange and white. Right in the middle of your screen. Now Carter moving to the right of the formation. Larry Robbins is ready to kick this away. Gregory great to receive. Carter got a good jump, too good. And another flag came in late. Offsides to start, and then Carter is going to be called for this collision with the punter Robbins.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Before the snap, we have encroachment on the defense. Dead ball foul, personal foul on the defense. All right, what do you say?
Benedict Hippolyte is furious over the second one of those. Carroll City coach did not think that was a personal foul. You be the judge.
You know, you got the kicker there. He hits his extended leg up, and that's what you do to protect the kicker. And there, you got to be aware too. You got to. He made no attempt to avoid the punter on that.
I mean, those penalty numbers are just gaudy. 12 for 131. And I think it's not only hitting the leg, but the nature of it, just a shoulder shove. But as you said, no attempt to pull up.
Well, then, you know, the kicker is most exposed as well. And it was clear the whistle was blown. The flag was thrown. You knew the play was over. You can't run right through him.
Now you got a fan on the field right now. Benedict Hippolyte trying to get this sideline under control. Young man being escorted off the field right now. It's a rivalry game. It's been a physical game. Tensions have run high. You don't want to see any of this. You don't like the personal foul or anybody on the field. You hope for some good, clean football over these final 9 minutes or so.
Yeah, still a 6-minute game. I mean, need cooler heads to prevail. Still anybody's game despite some of the miscues and sloppiness that has ensued.
It's going to be a first down for Northwestern when we resume play after that personal foul. It will be great field position for Atwell and the Bulls. Carter giveth and Carter taketh away tonight. A couple of personal foul penalties against Carter with a blindside block earlier in this quarter. Ball at the 16-yard line for whenever we are ready to resume play.
Well, some of the craziness that has ensued off of that penalty. Now you get a big first down. We'll see now if Northwestern doesn't here maybe try and catch Carroll City on their heels and take a shot.
Put it officially at the 15. Two-back set for Atwell. Kendrick to his right, Lewis behind him. Give to Lewis. No shot here, just a run up the middle for 1 yard. Now, we have not seen a point scored since the first quarter tonight. Defenses have reigned supreme, and of course the penalties have negated some big offensive plays, including a Carroll City touchdown. Lewis motions out. Atwell looks his way. Atwell scrambles and throws his way, and it's dropped. Out of the hands of the senior Lewis. Third down coming up.
Had pressure. Lewis kind of a safety valve on that play, was not the intended target. Just kind of flared out to the flat. Nice job of Atwell. Once again, pressure of looking him up but unable to connect. Sets up a 3rd and long.
Might want to watch for Nigel Bethel here, who's made some big catches. He is at the bottom of your screen. Lone receiver to the right. Instead, it is a handoff for Kendrick. Maybe is the type of play you run if you know you're going to go for it on 4th down. Yasir Abdullah with a stop. It's a loss of a yard, so it sets up a 4th and 10.
Well, with the exception of one play downfield along the sideline, all their passing success has come inside on the slants. Obviously, down here, things are much more condensed. Haven't been able to throw. They keep it on the ground, try to get outside, nowhere to go. And
a little celebrity here tonight. There's Chad Johnson. I might be still Chad Ochocinco. I'm not certain. Either way, he's here. Northwestern is set up for a field goal try of 32 for Kendry Rosales. 1 for 2 on extra points tonight. Rosales got it. Big time kick for the senior Rosales, and Northwestern has a 2-score lead. The senior true from 32.
Tim's ready for a new car, but what about his old one? With Kelley Blue Book, Tim can get an offer for his old car from his phone. When Tim's ready, he can take it to an instant cash offer dealer to trade in or sell his car for cash. Easy. And get a head start on finding his next car. Until then, Tim's got an offer he can trust.
All without getting out of my chair.
That's the idea. Go to kbb.com and get an instant cash offer for your car today.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Cope, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
The 2017 Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And 7 expectation-shattering models. Another reason to experience the new Buick.
First point since the first quarter. Coming a 32-yard field goal from Kendry Rosales. The last time he had attempted a kick, he missed an extra point. Here, he drills a field goal. And the Bulls have a 2-score lead in a game where they've allowed just 1 score. Not only did they score, Craig Oliver, they killed more than 7 minutes of clock on a 12-play drive that was extended by a personal foul on the punt from Mark Carter.
Allowed them to, what was a 4th and long to a 1st down, and not able to do much with it on downs 1 through 3, but able to still capitalize on the opportunities you mentioned, put what could be a very key 3 points on the board.
Somebody's going to step up, need to make a play for Carroll City, and you feel like Gregory Great in the kicking game has as good a chance as any to do it. Number 7, young man at the top of the return formation, ran back the opening kickoff for a touchdown last week. He will get a shot from his own 8-yard line. And Great is hit and taken out of bounds right across the 30. Kearon Davis with a hit on a run back of 23.
Cameron Davis, the Miami Hurricane commit early on, was the guy. They were feeding him. They were doing a nice job getting push up front here on the pitch. You see him cut it back inside. When they got towards the goal line on their 1 score, you see the push running behind his blocker. It's been awfully quiet, obviously. Carroll City unable to get into any type of a groove offensively tonight with penalties. You know, what they haven't been able to do is use Cameron Davis in a passing game, getting him the ball short, trying to get him out in some space.
Those are staggering numbers. They have been held to 89 total yards in the game. Smith trying to make something from nothing. Smith goes down. Sam Brooks again. Loss of 21. Brooks is hurt. This young man has been an absolute menace to society tonight. And you hope he is okay after the big play. Brooks with 5 pressures, a couple of tackles for loss, a sack, and being looked at by the Northwestern training staff right now. We'll take a water break with this injury. Come back and update you on Brooks after another huge play.
We wrote the book on car pricing. For 90 years, we earned your trust as car value experts. Now, we're making you the expert with the Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a tool that analyzes what people actually paid for the car you want, so you can make sure you get into it for a fair price. Why pay more for your next car? Use Price Advisor, only from Kelley Blue Book.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Cope, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
Welcome back to the Geico ESPN High School Football Showcase. This is live. Sam Brooks, after the sack and a loss of 21, is being helped to his feet. Your heart just aches when you see this. We couldn't tell for certain what the injury was rolling back the play, but obviously Brooks is in some real pain, has to be helped off the field. He has had one of the great nights we've seen from a defensive player on the showcase this year. 5 pressures, this sack for a loss of 21.
Yeah, Marlon Smith just trying to make something happen and keeps retreating, and trying to outrun Brooks tonight has just been futile. Even when they've tried to go away from him, roll away from him, his backside pursuit with his athleticism, he's still been able to make plays, and hopefully getting some help off the field. Hopefully he'll, nothing serious, and he will be okay, because he has really been outstanding. A 2019 prospect to watch.
And Brooks will be carried off the field the rest of the way. We're certainly sending our best wishes to that young man. He had an amazing night on the field, and it just breaks your heart to see it end like this.
Well, prior to the injury, he came up with a big play, pushes Carroll City back to a 2nd and 31.
And Craig, Carroll City now has lost 7 yards in total for the half. Negative yardage in the second half, and they have a new quarterback in Legend Moore. Tried to set up the screen. Quick pass to Trayan Lane, who is their home run hitter. And Lane gets a little bit of yardage out to the 20. Devon Wilson ran him down, a gain of 9. Still is 3rd and 22, at least a little breathing room for Carroll City, which probably has to go for it if they have a manageable 4th down here, down by 2 scores.
How do you get to a manageable 4th down?
Your guess is as good as mine.
That's the key here, just to try and get some yardage here. Keep kind of chipping away at this. They were lucky even their lane. That was well defended. His shiftiness was able to create some yards.
Rush of 3, and Moore is still pressured. He'll take off, trying to get something out of it. Legend Moore is still a few yards shy of the original line of scrimmage. Gain of 7. That means it's 4th and 15. What a game for Max Edwards' defense. Gave up a touchdown on its second drive. They have held since. They gave the ball up in their own territory at 3 consecutive drives at one point. All of them from the 21-yard line or in. And Carroll City does have the punting unit out with Carter. And Carter will kick it away. Kieran Davis. Just want to hang out of the football here. That's about it. 2 flags thrown.
Well, one was a block in the back, clearly, right at the point of attack.
Victor Brown has had a busy night.
Special teams have been penalty rich tonight.
There is no foul for blocking the back.
Maybe they feel like they've, to me, that was clear blocking the back up here.
Well, break for Northwestern. Flag picked up. Good starting field position for the Bulls. A timeout taken, under 5 to play. Northwestern trying to get some revenge on Carroll City.
We wrote the book on car pricing. For 90 years, we earned your trust as car value experts. Now, we're making you the expert with the Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a tool that analyzes what people actually paid for the car you want, so you can make sure you get into it for a fair price. Why pay more for your next car? Use Price Advisor, only from Kelley Blue Book.
When I grow up, I want to make cars fly, soaring through the air like a rocket.
We all grow up, but you might say my head's still in the clouds. Because at Cope, my team and I dream up new technologies to make cars more aerodynamic, which improves fuel economy. It's a challenge, but this is what I was born to do.
Northwestern Bulls got a field goal on a long drive on their last possession, extend their lead to 2 scores over Carroll City. It's time now to take a look back with our Buick Drive recap. Last time Northwestern had the ball, they were going to punt it away. Encroachment and then a personal foul, both against Mark Carter, extended the drive, and it led to this 32 yards from Kendry Rosales. A 12-play drive, 7 minutes, 20 seconds. They give Northwestern what appears to be an insurmountable lead. There's the kicker, Rosales, right now. Looked out at the sideline. Kieran Davis with a first down run, and if you're Northwestern right now, the important thing is that you hang out of the football and bleed some clock.
Conversely, for that Carroll City D, need to be attacking that football and try and get it out.
Sherrod Chester, the tackle for a loss on that last play. And will take his time, no hurry to get this snap off. Got a little more of a hurry than we thought. Davis plunging into the line to set up 3rd down and call it 7. Gain of 4 yards for Kieran Chop Davis. Carroll City had scored 168 points in its last 4 games, an average of 42 per game. They have been stuck on 7 since their 2nd drive tonight. Atwell looking to throw it, and he completes the pass. That was a gutsy move. He hits Kieran Davis for a first down. Boy, if that is dropped, you give Carroll City some valuable time. But it was reeled in, and now Northwestern can bleed some more clock.
It all starts with Atwell's athleticism here. Nothing there. See Ray is able to work outside the pocket. Chop Davis, number 2, does a nice job just settling down and making a key catch, as you said, Kevin. And a big conversion.
Atwell verbally committed to Louisville as of August 21st. Originally was a Florida Atlantic commit. Coaches told us some schools think he can't play quarterback. We're comfortable with him anywhere on the field. Under 3 to play as Jaquez Stewart gets a yard. And it's probably fair to say no skill position player has had a huge night tonight, but Atwell has made some plays with his arm and with his legs. And when your defense is this good, you don't need to do much more than that.
This is not going to be a fun film watch for either team this weekend as they review this game and see a lot of missed opportunities, but this Northwestern defense has really been a star.
Atwell under pressure. A stiff arm, and he is taking down a huge loss and thrown back out of bounds. Rashad Davis has had a nice game defensively. He sacks Atwell for a loss of 10.
There, I mean, you see Davis trying to stiff. I got a piece of the face mask there as well, but Davis does a nice job once he gets locked on of not letting go, driving and finishing the play.
Carroll City does have a couple of timeouts. It has not called one, and now it does. Although about 15 seconds ticked off the clock after the play ended. So 3rd and 19 coming up. Time now to go to our high school honor roll. Some of you might have seen this online. This is the craziest play of the year. This is a game in Ohio. You see this yet, Hobbs?
I am eagerly.
Lateral after lateral. This is Lima High School against St. Francis de Sales. So this is St. Francis de Sales on the return. If you haven't seen this, I promise you're never going to guess how this play ends. Say, on 5-yard line, this St. Francis player gets a big run back. Now, Lima had taken the lead due to the kicker, Cole Miracle. Can he catch him? Had a 19-yard field goal with 3 seconds to go, and he wraps him up inside the 5. The kicker, Miracle, with, dare I say, a miraculous play.
Kicker, as he was pursuing, I got him right where I want him.
That's right.
This is just how I planned it. Gonna let him get inside the 5, then I'm gonna finish it. That's a nice way to finish what has been an interesting night.
A big win for Lima in that game, and Northwestern's kicker, Kendry Rosales, can be happy. His field goal has given his team some breathing room. Atwell will run it. Carroll City has a timeout left, likely call it here. Try to get the ball back, down 2 scores.
Timeout. White.
Tonight at 11 Eastern, Sports Center at night on ESPN. John Buchagros and John Anderson break down Game 5 of the National League Division Series. Nationals, Cubs, plus highlights of the NHL, NBA preseason, NFL news, and all the news that's fit to print. Sports Center at night, streaming live on the ESPN app. Sell out for the pump block here? Is that what you have to do if you're Carroll City?
Yeah. Well, tell number 8 to stay on side and go get it. I mean, blocking a punt is certainly something that is not outside of their ability.
Mark Carter has blocked one tonight. Almost blocked a second. Might have caused a run from Robbins, the punter, who pulled it down, lost 3. But he also was offsides on a play where he then shouldered the kicker and committed a personal foul. Carter is at the top of this defensive alignment.
So Robbins get it, boot it.
Here comes Carter. Robbins gets it away. All you need to do there. And Gregory Great will have it knock off himself, I think. Ball is into the end zone. I think Great touched it before it went into the end zone. But the officials are ruling for a touchback.
Telltale sign that he touched it was that he went fighting for it. See him working backwards, still trying to make a play. It turns away, but looked like he got a piece of his left shoulder. Tough to tell from that angle. Still not clear, but great. Obviously felt that he did make contact with it because he went fighting for it in the end zone. As you mentioned, Kevin Still ruled a touchback.
So Carroll City has to go 80 yards here. Need 2 scores in 92 seconds. Moore is the quarterback. His pass is complete. Actually incomplete. A sliding Elijah Goree in the attempt. And that's probably for the best as it stops the clock. What would have been a short gain. Carroll City's got a ton of speed. They don't have a ton of height. They don't have that one 6'4", 6'5" receiver that can go up and get it. Fennell Williams at 6'2" is their tallest. Moore will keep the football, try to run it. And this is indicative of much of the second half for Carroll City. Nigel Bethel playing both ways in on the stop. 3 yards and the clock rolls as Bethel comes out of the play, hobbling over to the sideline.
It's a tough situation. Carroll City has had really no success throwing the football tonight. Quarterbacks have been on the run and obviously in a situation trying to get downfield and facing a defense with one corner committed to Georgia, another committed to Florida. Levon Wilson just playing center field now.
Northwestern barely got an 11th player on the field there because Bethel took so long to get out, hobbling the sideline. It's an incompletion anyway. And one last hope for Carroll City on this 4th down. 12 penalties for Carroll City tonight. More penalties than first downs. More penalty yardage than total yardage. And Northwestern's defense deserves a world of credit for this. Now they're just going to kick it away, it looks like, with Carter. Down 2 scores, just booted away. Don't want anybody to get hurt. Wilson will let it bounce. It'll be Northwestern football with a game in hand. Well, last season Northwestern did get Carroll City in the regular season, but in the state semis it was Carroll City that came out in front on a Lorenzo Floyd touchdown throw to Victor Tucker with 20 seconds to go. 34-27 the final score in that game. A little bit of revenge here for Northwestern. Of course, they know these teams may well meet again in the end. But this is a heck of a victory for Max Edwards and his kids.
Especially that defense. That second quarter was pivotal. That defense, sudden change, was put in some tough situations continually inside their 30-yard line. They responded to not allow Carroll City to get on the board.
Illegal substitution on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Why not one more for the road? Can't take him with you. Max Edwards.
Put a bow on it.
Max Edwards a couple of weeks ago was getting ready for the IMG Academy game, and he said he felt his heart slowing a little bit. He ended up going to the hospital with severe chest pains. Wanted to play it safe. He said, I want it to be healthy for the rest of the year. So Vern Lewis, their associate head coach, took over, coached in that game. The team had a game a few days later against Miami Lakes where they held out a bunch of key players. Max is back, told us he feels awesome this week, and he's going to feel awesome in 18 seconds. Not many bigger wins than this one for a Northwestern team that is looking to get back to its glory days and seems to be on the way to doing so under Max Edwards' leadership. This is a great win for the Bulls, who improve to 5-1 and defeat Carroll City here at Traz Powell Stadium in Miami. 16-7. One of the best defensive efforts you'll see in the high school season or in any football game at any level this year.
Two programs that came in with stingy defenses and a lot of talent on the field, and we saw glimpses of that tonight for sure. David Wilson, the Florida Gator commit, with an interception early on and some outstanding defensive play from the Bulls, and still a lot of football ahead for both of these programs. including a 6A defending state champs Carroll City. See how they respond from this.
And I can't wait, Craig, to be with you and our crew next week. Thursday night in Georgia, we're going to see Justin Fields, the #1 player in the country. The Georgia Bulldog Verbal next Thursday, 7:30, right here on ESPN2 as we move one state over. That does it for Miami. 16-7 Northwestern, the winner tonight over Carroll City. Good night from Florida.